Are you ready to learn how to play drums today?
As I'll ever be.
Alright,
You
so
don't
the
know that answer.
alright, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we are going to learn how to hold the drumsticks.
Okay.
So what you're gonna do is I'm gonna show you. What you're gonna do is you are going to, it's gonna be a very relaxed, loose hand position. So what you're gonna do is it's gonna be like this. You're gonna hold it like that, very loose. You want to make sure that you're holding it between your thumb and index finger, thumb and index finger, and the stick is going to be held in the first crease knuckle. You don't want it at the second one, you want it at this first one right here.
Okay.
So nice and loose, so like that. So like when you hit the drum, it'll just, you just like, so like, just hit it like that.
I think it was a little bit too loose. Whoops.
Yep. And try, when you're hitting a drum, you want to make sure that it's on the opposite side. You don't want it in the middle because it deadens the sound. So you want it far away from you.
So far away from me from here?
Yeah.
From here? Okay.
And just go ahead and feel that relax. Yeah. Yeah, you just want it to. And that's probably about the right height for you. When you are setting up a snare drum, you want it to make sure that it's at about belly button waist. So it's about the height for you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So it's a little tall for me, but we're going to go for you since you're the one learning how to play drums today. Alright, so now that you got that, you just, and imagine, see the American flag that you have on there? That's where you want to have your fingers kind of positioned.
Okay.
That's what I think when I'm holding the sticks. So just go ahead and just feel it. Yeah.
Not in the middle.
Alright, not in the middle. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to gently wrap the other fingers around it.
Okay.
Yeah. Just nice and relaxed as possible. And you want to make sure that when you are playing the snare drums, you don't want it to be any arm motion. You don't want to have it as if you are.
So is it more in like the wrist?
Yep, you want it to be more in the wrist area. So just like strictly wrist. Go ahead and. Alright. I just want you to go ahead, and what you're going to do, starting with your right hand, you're just going to go. Just hit with the wrist. Make sure it's up nice and high. Alright. Go ahead and do it by yourself a couple times. Alright. When you are hitting with the snare drum, you want to make sure that you are immediately snapping it back. You don't want it to be just like, you don't want it to drag it up. You don't want to drag that. That's bad. Just make sure that it immediately comes popping back up to you. Go ahead and try that. Good. Alright.
That's better than what I've done before.
Alright, now we're going to do the same thing with the left hand. Feel the relaxation in the left hand also. Make sure they're nice and relaxed. Don't have it in the second crease. Same as the first. Good.
Okay.
Good. And now what I want you to do is just go just back and forth a couple times.
Nah, I didn't. What am I doing?
Good. Now you don't have to hold them strictly high because I can see that you're kind of like holding them up like that. You can just have them kind of. It doesn't have to be that high. It can be probably about right there. Go ahead and try that. Good. Does that feel easier for you?
Yeah.
Alright. Next thing that I'm going to teach you is called a flam. And pretty much what a flam is, it's, you know those grace notes that you get in, that's pretty much what a flam is. So it's going to look like this. You're going to have one slightly above the other. So for for this, we're going to do the left hand is slightly above the right hand.
Okay.
But when you do a flam, you're going to drop them at the same time, but you're going to hear the right one first. So it's going to go like this.
Okay.
All right.
You said left hand above?
It doesn't matter because eventually what you plan on doing is just go back and forth between rotating which one's above. So just for now, do the left above the right.
Okay.
And make sure you are dropping them at the same time and they come back up at the same level that you started them out with.
Okay.
Right? Alright. I can tell you're a little hesitant about hitting the drum. Don't be afraid to whack it. It's not going to hurt you. Yeah. Alright. Make sure though that when you are doing it, you drop them at the same time. Go ahead and do that. That's good. All right. Now try it with the right hand above the left hand.
Okay.
All right. Now very slowly, what I want you to do is just go back and forth. Just go back and forth slowly. Ready, go. What are you doing with your arms? What are you doing with your arms?
Am I moving my arms?
Yeah, you are moving your arms like a robot.
Okay.
So just strictly. See how I'm using minimal arm movement? It's all in the wrist. Alright, go ahead and try that. Higher, a little higher up. There you go. Nice. That was really nice.
It's really hard to not move my arms.
Yeah, I know. It's something to get used to.
Really
Trust me,
hard.
I'm a trombone player.
It's really hard.
All right. Next, what we're gonna do, remember how at the beginning we just did the whole. This time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna incorporate it into a rhythm. So we're only gonna do it's gonna be like. So when we do get it, it's gonna be a double tap. And what it's gonna be is it's gonna be you strictly wrist, and you just let the second one go. All right, just go ahead and start with the right hand. Yep, keep that nice and relaxed. All right, remember the holding position, and make sure you keep that as you're doing the double tap. So like this. You want to keep that nice and loose and relaxed. Go ahead and try that with the left hand. Are you right-handed? You're right-handed,
yes.
Correct? Yeah. All right. So that's gonna be a little more tricky for you. I'm left-handed, so I understand. Trying to do it with my right hand is a little more difficult than my left hand because I want to keep that rigid, but you want to keep that nice, smooth, and relaxed. Alright, go ahead and try that again for the left hand. Alright, here's what I want you to do. For the left hand, just strictly go. Go ahead and do that for me. Yeah, I noticed that some of them, what you were doing, you were just kind of, you were deadening it. So, we don't want that. We want it like you are almost about to drop the stick, but you still have control over it. Good. All right. So now very slowly we're just going to go. All right. You get the idea.
I got it.
Just 2 double taps each hand, very slowly. Make sure you get the holding position correctly, nice and relaxed. Well, you got you get the concept. No pointing. No pointing.
What do you mean?
Like no pointing the index. I saw you when you had the index finger. You were using that to try and do that. Don't do that. And make sure you keep it nice and on the side. And also, I don't know if this will help keep your palms up when you're playing. So like this. So if I could just.
Probably up like this way, okay.
Yeah, don't keep them. Yeah. Keep the palms nice and flat. You're getting the idea, and it'll come with time. But thank you so much for being my student today.
Waffles.